Austin Smith writes, "Hey guys, love the show, watch it every day. While I enjoyed the first Rob Zombie Halloween, the second one was dreadful. Also, the Friday 13th remake and Nightmare on Elm Street remakes weren't great. But getting to my question, why doesn't James Wan get his name attached to one of these huge horror franchises? I love his originals such as Insidious and The Conjuring. He is a great horror director, and I would love to see his portrayal of a horror icon after he finishes Fast 7. Can't wait." So what do you guys think?
Well, also, you raise a really interesting question, actually. You know, you got a guy like James Wan right now who's doing such a great job with modern horror. And there's not a lot of people out there doing great jobs with modern horror right now. And Wan is one of them. But I think you kind of answered your own question in the question. You say, you know, he's doing a lot of his own original stuff right now. Why not go back and do one of the... Well, because he's doing original stuff. And when you're talking about stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, now, unfortunately, because of some of the bad remakes, there's a bit of a stigma attached to those titles and attached to those properties that probably a guy like James Wan doesn't want to come close to or come near to, because really, there's no winning. If you're a director like James Wan, there's no win situation in doing, say, the next Nightmare on Elm Street film. Because if you do it, it's good because it's Nightmare on Elm Street. But if you fail, you suck. You ruin Nightmare on Elm Street. There's not a lot of upside here. Wan is doing some great, creative, original films. Now, that's not to say we shouldn't have more Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street are movie institutions. They should continue. Even if they're bad and even if they're ridiculous, we should continue to make Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. But I just don't see a guy like James Wan ever be interested in doing something like that because of the aforementioned pre-existing expectations, the stigma that's attached to them somehow. Just not a lot of upside for a guy like him. Dennis?
Yeah, I have to preface this. I'm not a huge horror fan, so I, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I wasn't a fan of Zombie's first Halloween remake. I didn't see the second one. And James Wan is from people who really love horror have told me that he's very creative and he does his own original things. As someone who also is interested in doing their own things, I think it's better. It's that's kind of the dream, is to do your own original thing. So if someone's paying for him to work on his own original movies, why not do that instead of the pressure that comes with a franchise like Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, and once Fast and Furious 7 makes $800 million worldwide, he's only going to have more opportunity to make the films that he wants to make in his original stuff. So it's...
I think he's on his way out of horror, to be honest. He said that he wants to explore other genres.
He has said that, actually. That's a really good point.
Yeah, so I think he might be willing to go out and do something else.
Well, Fast and Furious 7 is certainly a good way to start that exploration.